capitalizing on like the time I have here left and realizing like, okay, like especially after spring break hits, it's like, ooh, we're
finding out like, okay, what study methods, like what clubs do I like, what am I passionate about, what are my values, who do I actually want to have around me.
It's like just one of those candid experiences, like you have to experience it and then you move on.
Like I was about to be like, damn Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. I remember there was this one like really popular girl who always wore white Vans, and like she stopped wearing them that day.
Really?
Because of how many comments she got that day.
No more.
And I specifically remember like that meme came out like on a Saturday, and like that following Monday,
No more Vans.
Monday morning, everyone came in, dumb Daniel.
I feel like you couldn't even get away with like any Vans. It was just like no more Vans.
No more
anymore.
Vans. No more white
We're
shoes.
done.
You're done.
It's over.
Well, at least in my school, people kept wearing Vans, like in high school. The checkers.
Oh really? They didn't care. I hate those.
I know.
No.
She's like wearing them right now. Oh my god.
I'm not wearing chicken pants.
Not today you are. Not today.
Tomorrow I'm like.
They do give me a flash to the past with like high school. Everyone wore those in high school.
It was the Visco area.
Oh my god.
For sure.
I forgot about the Visco era.
Scrunchies,
Visco girls.
the stickers.
The stickers. The Hydro Flasks.
Hydro
Flasks.
Save the turtles.
Yes.
Save the turtles.
I didn't like
Steel
this.
straw.
Yeah.
Steel
And I
straw.
oop, and I oop.
And a oop, and a oop.
Oop. I'll go oop sometimes.
Oop.
But I don't say and I oop.
Bro.
Not anymore, you don't. I feel like you did.
No, I didn't. I do it more now.
Wait, are you guys
go,
wearing
"Oh."
headphones? I don't want to feel weird.
No. I mean, okay, hold on. Where's the third pair? Oh, I'm blind.
Because it sounds really cool.
Oh,
This is me having fun. I'm having so much fun. Please cut all of this out of this video. I'm a very serious, nonchalant person. Can't have this ruining my image.
nonchalant. Oh.
Doesn't it sound cool?
Yeah, this is.
We in
Ooh.
here.
We in here.
I hate how my No, I'm so sorry.
Wait.
I made you
I
look
think it needs to go under.
Yeah.
under the table.
Yeah.
You gotta give you your swag back.
Her swag bag.
It was giving leash.
Oh.
I was like, thank you.
Is that good?
Is that better?
I think it's
Needs more slack.
a little more slack.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's good. Wow,
I'm ready.
we look so cool.
We look so gorgeous.
So gorge. Well, wait, can I see your shirt?
Yes, is it?
Melanated, educated, graduated.
Yay.
Yes.
I got it for high school graduation, so.
Oh, speaking of high
Fitting.
school. But yes, it is so fitting. Got the little grad cap and everything.
You know, a little bit of everything in there.
That's so beautiful. Yes, so cool. Yes, okay. I guess we should do an intro.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Almost Alumni, episode 7, lucky number 7.
Hey,
I don't know why
I like
seven.
that. New tagline.
Yeah, new tagline, episode 7.
Episode.
Here are my guests, Milan and Diana.
Hi.
Hello.
Do y'all mind introducing yourselves? Little major spiel, all that.
Well, do you want to go first? You want to go first? Okay.
Yeah, go first.
Hi, my name is Milan. I'm a current senior. I'm from Inglewood, California, Posse scholar. I do 8,000 things on campus, so.
So true. Can confirm.
You've probably seen her somewhere.
You've probably seen me in a photo somewhere. I have been recognized, unfortunately, so that's been a while.
She needs paparazzi.
Someone just told me the other day. They're like, I saw you in a picture. I said,
Oh,
I bet you did.
what
I bet you
picture?
did. I bet you did.
wonderful.
So I need to see this right now.
Hello, my name is Diana Rico. I'm also a Posse scholar. I am a senior. I live at the business school. I am a human resource management major. And I also have a certificate for business. Oh, no, certificate for Spanish for business majors. So yes, I do speak Spanish, and another key part of my experience here was that I was abroad in Spain for my junior year. So
she's back.
that's a little bit about me. And yeah, I also founded ALPA. I also helped found,
Oh my gosh,
which
I
is
remember
the
that.
Association of Latin Professionals for America, which I have kind of passed the torch to my littles, but they're doing a great job, and the org is alive and well.
That's
so
awesome.
I was very proud of that as well.
Yes. I saw a picture that they posted on Instagram, and they were filling like that whole staircase of
Yes.
at like the business school. I was like, whoa, they've grown.
Yeah. So
It's so cool.
yeah, used to be 5 members 3 years ago. So
Wow, look at the growth.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I like showed up for like one meeting, and I was like,
That's okay.
This is a lot.
it is a lot.
I
Yeah.
was like, this is crazy. But no, props. That's so cool that you founded an org that you get to say that.
Thank you.
She stays busy.
Yes.
Like all of us, honestly.
Yeah,
We're
we need to relax. After graduation, we need to take a moment.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm taking a breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. Yes. I actually have a follow-up question for your major.
Okay.
Is it true that it's been discontinued? Like, we're the last class to have
It's
it?
true. It's true. But not like
Wait.
discontinued in the way that like you think it is. Like, so there's still like an HR, so human resource major, but it has broken off into 2 different majors. So mine is human resource management, so MHR, and now it is management and human resources as 2 separate ones, because people who wanted to do like more manager positions in like finance roles, they were like, why do I have to take these HR classes? And I was like, I guess you have a point there, but
I guess.
I mean,
I feel like it could be useful still.
like as an HR major, that hurts my heart, but I understand the demand. There has to be a supply.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's true. They just broke it off into 2 different majors.
I was under the impression that they just, like, killed HR. You're like, if you want to major in HR, you can't anymore. You're done.
No, that would be so
Yeah.
sad. I would be so sad. But no, like HR is actually a pretty small undergraduate major across the U.S. So I am very happy that UW Madison still has that major.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's not applicable to most of the audience out there. this is my job. This is my major.
Do you wish, like, are you glad that, like, you caught it before it split off, or do you wish, like, you would have got it during the split off?
No, I'm really happy that it's because it's one major for me. Because like all majors have like their own credit requirements,
Yeah.
and I would have had to do like more classes in like more like different majors to make it to make myself a double major rather
Yeah.
than it's one major that has all of these competencies.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can get a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly. That's that
Twofer.
exactly.
Well, I guess not
that's
anymore,
exactly how I
but.
feel.
Well, our class could. The option
Yeah.
was there. Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And not to keep focusing on Diana. I'm
Yes.
sorry, Milan.
No, I love focusing on it. Yes, more.
How has your experience with the certificate for like business Spanish been? Because back when I was
a
wee
child.
youngin,
Yeah.
a freshman if you will,
Right.
right? I was like, I'd love to minor in Spanish. Like, I think that'd be super cool. And they were like, no, it's only for business majors. And I was like, discrimination. The non-business
So what about
majors.
me?
They said, you want to major in Spanish? And I was like, no.
No, not that
I
either.
didn't say
Not
that.
that either.
So I'm curious, like, how is that? Like, is every class you take specific to like business Spanish?
No, there's only one business in like Spanish for business class
Ugh.
within that major.
They should've
Everything
just
else
let
is
me
just
do
like
that.
no, actually.
No, just for the one time.
Yeah, because the rest of them are like, okay, Spanish grammar 1 through
Mm.
4, and then Spanish literature 1 and 2, Spanish civilization 1 and 2, and 1 Spanish for business class.
I see.
So
I just
we're
need a
so
moment to
sorry.
process.
I'll give you a moment to grieve.
Grieving that what could have been.
What could have been? I should have
Play her.
literally. So sad.
Playing in my face.
Oh my goodness. So you're like, oh my gosh. Would you say that like your goal is to use Spanish in your career?
Yes, that is why I decided to pursue it, and why I decided to live in Spain for a year was because I really wanted to serve my community, like my Spanish-speaking community here in the U.S. So I think that is very important to me because like seeing the demographics of especially like older like Mexican and Latin American people in Milwaukee, Chicago, like and just like major cities like in the U.S. Like if I wanted to go back to LA, I could serve even more of like the Hispanic population, and I think like for me that really hits home, just because my parents are immigrants and I know their qualities as a worker are not always translated correctly because of their language skills. And being in HR, so like we're the people responsible for like your benefits, your retirement, your like your raises, your salaries, things like that. That is such an integral part of people's livelihood, and being able to understand all of that gives you gives you a higher chance of having financial freedom. And I very much believe strongly in helping that playing field be as equal as possible.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So eloquently said.
I'm on my soapbox now.
Oh my gosh, we're clipping it. We're clipping it. Oh my gosh. All right, so both of you guys are from LA.
Yes.
What? No, I know we're gonna talk about Posse, but what made you guys come to UW Madison?
Yeah. Posse. That's it. Kidding. But Posse was like a very huge factor in coming here. When I was like first searching colleges, UW didn't really come on my radar, and I was more kind of looking at in-state schools. So when Posse came around, I had a few other people from my high school that are in Posse that went to UW specifically. So I knew I'd have those connections there. And then like just the more I learned about Posse, I was like, oh, this seems like a really cool experience. I got to learn more about UW's campus and all they have to offer. It was the biggest school that Posse LA offered, and I knew I wanted to have like a bigger school kind of experience. I always went to, like, my high school graduating class was like maybe like 90, like definitely under 100. So
Wow.
I knew I wanted to go to a school that like had a football team and had 1,000 and a million clubs and had so many different ways to get involved and so many majors and so many educational experiences. So I knew I wanted that experience, and I feel like UW was like the perfect way to kind of grasp all of that. And even through here, I found out even more things that I wouldn't have even realized I could have done when getting here.
That's awesome. We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
I chose Posse because, as you can probably tell, community is something that's very important to me. I think I've always been that way. So for me, being able to come here with a group of students who I already knew and trusted was way more valuable to me than being like in California and being like alone in Berkeley, you know?
Yeah.
And I also liked how Posse is not about competition at all. It is about like helping, like it's about helping your posse, your cohort, your posse live, like rise up together. And I wanted that type of environment because I knew I was going into like business schools, and obviously the culture in business school and the culture of like belonging and building each other up is very, very different. So I didn't want to go into a business school not having a posse with me.
Yeah.
Right.
No, definitely. And I feel like I don't think any of us in our posse has like the same major or like like in the same maybe field, but like no two of us have like the same major and definitely not focus. Yeah. So it's like even like I can like chat, like we were at Galentine's and Diana was helping one of our other posse mates with her cover letter for a job.
No way.
So it's like we get that like cross like focused collaboration that I feel like it would be hard to find without our posse.
Yeah.
Aww, that's so heartwarming. I love to hear it.
The Posse, not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored.
We actually like Posse. We like each other too. So much.
So wonderful. Other than LA, what are the other cities that people from Posse can come from?
Yes, so we've got Chicago, we've got DC, we've got New York. I think for all of like the cities, like you will have someone that's like Posse DC, but like that doesn't necessarily, I think that covers like the whole like DMV area. So there's still a like wide range. Like even I know like Posse LA, like we're not all, I don't know, I think there's like two of us or maybe one of us
that are like from LA.
Like
really?
Like the city itself, like because LA, I feel like people get it confused. Like
County
LA
of
the
LA.
city, yes.
County of LA.
LA the city and LA the county are different cities.
Different geographical regions.
And LA the county is a lot bigger. It covers a lot more ground. So like for me, I'm from Inglewood, but like I still fall under LA County. So like it's like all under that umbrella.
Yes.
But yes, and we're like one of the biggest like campuses. Like a lot of other campuses don't have other cities that Posse partners with for their university. Right. So we get like not only like getting to meet each other, but like we get the other cohort years from our year and then 3 up pretty much. And so we get like a huge range of like just connections and people that we can meet and find community in.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. I myself have been invited to PPRs.
Yes.
Posse Plus retreats. I've been a plus. And every time I go, I'm always like, I feel so, like, it just feels like a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just feel so warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
No, there's literally warm and fuzzy.
Literally warm and fuzzy.
So, yeah. So, I think it's awesome that you guys are in Posse. But before you guys even came to Wisconsin, like, I feel like if I was in your shoes, I would be afraid of the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? Were you afraid? Or were you like, no?
Controversial topic.
Yeah,
Controversial topic here.
topic here.
So we're getting into it.
Right into it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was scared. Yeah.
It's not LA.
Very different.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking strictly numbers, right? Diversity kind of scary, man.
Yeah.
Especially since like Hispanics are one of like the lowest like demographics here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I had a really tough time transitioning here. I think I was so like scared. I think like scared is definitely like the word I would use to describe it, just because like it's being in your dorm. It's being like, mind you, like 2,000 miles away from home.
Mm-hmm.
You're a 5-hour flight from home. It is like, how do I say this? Like in my freshman dorm, most everybody in that entire floor was white. And we're all in the business school. So there was a lot of nepotism going on,
Right.
and a lot of like clickiness going on. Especially, I think like being a girl factors into that as well, just because like the passive aggressiveness in like white culture is very different from Hispanic culture, of like where like I feel like Hispanics are a lot more direct. Like if there's an issue, you'll know about it. And the like I guess like the Midwestern niceness, or like in the attempt to be polite, there's a lot more messages, some being covert racism, that are hidden, and that can cause a lot of, I think, damage to people of color on campus, just because like you never know like if you actually did something wrong, or if these people just are not accepting of you as a person.
Right.
And so that's a very difficult landscape to navigate, as in, I was 17 at the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
crazy.
Uh-huh.
I forgot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Late birthdays unite.
Yeah.
You also have a late birthday?
Yeah. I
Oh
turned
my
18
goodness.
here too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was definitely like, and yeah, same. Like I knew I wanted to go like abroad. Knew I wanted to go far from home.
Basically abroad.
Basically abroad. I knew I wanted to go like far from home for college, but I think I don't think it really like set in of like being that far, and like once again like super thankful to have my posse, but also like even just like in classes like I'm in psych, like that's one of like the, I want to say, top 10 biggest majors on campus, and yet I go into class and like if I even see another black person, and less if I even see another black woman in that class. So it was like, it could definitely feel very isolating. I remember like those first year just trying to figure out like, okay, so where are my people at? You know? Where are they at? What they doing?
hiding out already. I'm scared outside.
So yeah, and then like a little plug. I think that's why like I was really happy to be a part of like the founding members of like the Black Psychology Student Association. Like I feel like that was a really like, not even just like amazing for me, but just like other black students and students of color like in the field of psychology, because it's really hard to like feel represented in those spaces, especially when we're talking about like psych and mental health and something that impacts people of color very differently, and that you know a lot of research on psychology is very focused on white, educated, rich, democratic places. So it's like trying to find your place within this. So I'm really grateful to like be a part of that, and like now we're getting ready to transition it on. So we have interns and getting ready to open our e-board positions up, because like 4 out of the 5 of us are graduating.
That's such an accomplishment.
That is. That's awesome.
But I think it just goes back to like as you found alpha, like just like being like like there's a lot of progress that this campus has made, but still like having to forge those paths and make spaces for ourselves and not just waiting for, okay, so now you get to be represented, like making our own table to like be represented in these spaces.
Heavy on making your own table.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool that you guys can both be like, we created our own community, like on campus. Like,
Yes.
even if you don't find it, there's a chance to make it yourself.
You
Definitely.
absolutely can. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember, I don't know, I don't know if this is going to make it, but I was hesitant to even apply to W Madison because of the same reason. And I'm from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And obviously there's like this thing where it's like, my parents are like, no, you should apply. Like, I also had, I guess it's imposter syndrome where you're like, I'm probably not going to get in. Like, da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, I'm like top 5% of my class. I'm just like,
You're like,
yeah.
I'm so late.
I'm just like, no, I can't.
It's like, you know, like, come on.
Literally, I don't know. We gotta check yourself, you know? My advice, check yourself.
Yes.
Better than you probably think you are. But yeah, I think, especially, like, I told Diana before, but I was very much like, I wanted to go to a, like, primarily, I think it's called Hispanic Serving Institutions.
Yes.
And a lot of them were in California or, like, the Southwest. And I was like, I'm gonna go over there. So when
UC Merced.
Yeah.
Yeah. I applied to so many. And it's so sad, actually. But, yeah, I remember when I met Diana, I was like, what do you mean you're from California? What are you doing here?
Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to where you are.
I remember that.
Yes. And you're like, no, you explained Posse to me, and I was like, okay, I guess.
I
I
see
get
the
it.
vision.
Yeah, I see the
signs.
vision, yeah. I need like a reverse Posse to take me to California. That's what I need.
I'll drive you to
Yes.
San Diego. You'll see how it is.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. As I get older, I'm like, low-key, Wisconsin, like, it's cheaper. And that's all I need.
Madison!
Not Madison. Not Madison. I hate to say it.
Those prices, I was like, these are LA prices in Wisconsin. I said, wait a minute.
I was like, what happened? An hour away, it's like so much cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But that's why, no hate to Madison.
No hate.
No hate.
We're
but
here.
We're
Yeah, we are
here.
here.
We're living here.
And we're seniors. We've been through it.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yes.
know Madison.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But I will be leaving when I graduate.
Oh.
Like, no hate though. No hate though.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. It was a great experience. I love it here. I'll visit. It'll be awesome.
Yes.
But I will be renting in Milwaukee.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
real. That's so fair.
Yes. But yeah,
For the record, I am staying here in Madison.
Yay!
Yes, so I will be staying here, living here.
yes.
So as a testament, we don't hate
No,
Madison.
no
I'm
hate.
really
No,
staying.
no
No
hate
hate
to
at all.
Madison.
I'm staying here.
Yes.
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 I love it here.
No, it's great, especially like, I don't know, compared to, like, I've never been. I don't want to just talk, but this is just out of what I see.
Off the dome.
Yes.
The brain.
What I see, I think, is like LA and just that area seems very like busy and a little like overwhelming. I think it would be overstimulating for me at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you agree with that, or are you like, what is she talking about?
I think, have you ever been to LA?
No.
Okay, so I think like the stereotype it has of like you being busy, hella traffic, people yelling, like the homeless
Right.
population. That is
Yes.
like the center of LA.
The
And
downtown.
That's the downtown where all the corporate buildings are.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not walkable, not accessible, no parking, like $20 like parking garages for like 15 minutes. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of insane, but like that's the point of it. Like it's not supposed to be accessible, unfortunately.
Right.
Where people actually live and where businesses are everywhere else in LA County.
I see.
And that's why you need a car, because you do need to drive 40 minutes to
Yeah.
like get in and out of
Oh my
LA.
goodness.
So like I think you will find whatever you're looking for because LA is just that big.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I definitely echo that. Like, I feel like there's so many different pockets. Like, you have your more gentrified areas. And,
Right.
like, even, like, my family that's lived there for, like, they will tell you, like, it's a very different scene than, like, what it was, like, even 10 years ago. Like, even every time I go back home, I'm like, whoa, it's like...
This is different. This is new.
Like, this is different from the last time I was here. And mind you, that's, like, what, 6 months in between?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So it's like, yeah, and like especially like the area I'm at, it's like a lot of like places is starting to get more traction with like a lot of businesses, a lot of like stadiums, a lot of just like entertainment field is getting really prevalent there. Like the Olympics are going to be there.
Oh my gosh,
28?
Yeah,
Huge.
that's
So-
crazy.
Billions of dollars of what's it called? Investment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, I feel like that's also a part of like why like LA gets a bad rep, or like kind of the stereotype, because it's like a lot of people in LA are not necessarily native to LA either.
True.
And it's a lot of like, they will say the LA transplants. I
Yeah.
fear.
Transplant.
The LA transplants, as they're called. I didn't get
didn't
this.
know that.
I didn't make up this. I did not make this up. Oh my god! From what I've heard,
Hey,
this
look
is,
it up,
this
look
is
it
the
up.
term.
I didn't know it was a
Allegedly,
term.
this is what they're called. I can't speak to that,
Yeah.
but I think there is like, I think people, especially like that move to LA, they kind of like. And then there's different parts, like Hollywood is different from LA, is different from like
Glendale
from a
is
beach
different
city,
from,
yeah.
Malibu different from Calabasas, different from
Beverly Hills, yeah.
Carson. Like, I know we're just saying stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Cities.
what are they saying right now?
Places, pronouns, you know.
Places, pronouns.
Yeah. Just
And
things.
each have their own like demographic, have
Yeah.
their own city council,
Yeah.
have their own
Culture,
Yes.
and like people there, and like
Interesting.
yeah.
No, I've always wanted to visit, but it's just so overwhelming.
No, that's
that I'm
fair.
just like, what? And I can't just look it up on the internet. 'cause
That's
then-
literally how I feel about Chicago. Like I have
Really?
I have to like ask people like, so what street is the Mexican?
But you'll find them everywhere, dude. They're everywhere. Low key. But yeah, it's, I don't know, especially like coming from like Milwaukee. When I was like before, when I was a teenager, I moved to a suburb in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It was great. Anyways, when I actually lived in like the city, it was more towards like the south side, and like,
Yes.
have you guys been to Milwaukee at all?
No.
Like
It's-
twice.
It's famous for being like one of the most segregated cities in
Yeah.
America.
Yes, I studied that one in my class.
Yeah.
Race of U.S. class.
So you guys have heard about that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say like I don't know, like is LA, would you say low key segregated as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
I will, and I like it's definitely gotten worse over time.
Mm.
I feel like, especially like I said with like the gentrification, like it's driving like native people out of their cities and like out of
I
their homes because they're just
see.
getting priced out.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
especially like I know where the area I'm at, like we have SoFi Stadium now, we have the Clipper Stadium, we have a
Right.
casino, we have and mind you, these are all on the same street. Like I'm not saying this as like their cities. I'm not kidding. You could go from across the street to these places.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I'm not kidding. And then you have the airport like 20 minutes away. So it's like it's
LAX.
becoming such a high, yeah. So it's like it's such a high
traffic
boom.
area.
Right.
Yeah, that it's like, and then even just like the impact, like you can't drive on those streets at certain times. You can't park there. You can't. It's impossible to go or cut. My grandma, she literally has like a list of all the event days, so she
No
knows
way.
when to not drive down that way.
Oh my gosh. It's a lifestyle.
It is.
a lifestyle,
It is.
yeah.
And it's like it's a lot to kind of navigate when you're living in that space. And I would say like yeah, like the neighborhood I lived in has like very different from 10 years ago to now. I would say yeah, there's definitely like cultural enclaves in like different
crazy.
areas. Like it can be very siloed at times. I feel like.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I always think about like a lot of at least the students I have come across here, like how do I say it? They're either from like rural or like heavy on the suburb area. They're
Yeah.
like 40 minutes away from the city or
Uh-huh.
whatever, and they're always like, oh, like Milwaukee is just so scary. It's so huge. Da, da, da. And then I think about like the rest of our country. I'm just like, this does not even compare. What are they talking about? I don't know. I feel like you need to like meet them and be like, let's go to LA. You know?
Yeah.
Let's broaden our horizons a little bit. That's crazy.
Because it really all depends on like how you grew up. Because
Right.
I had friends that were also like rural Wisconsin, Wisconsin, saying pop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like like you also have to be considerate of like this is where their horizons are at right now.
True.
And I think LA and Chicago and Milwaukee are on the other extreme of that, where like because the U.S. is enormous. Like when I was telling people in Spain that I had to fly 5 hours home like, they were aghast. Like,
they're in a different country.
What?
If they do what?
And I could literally, like, because their country is, like, 1 hour flight. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
from start to finish.
Oh my gosh. Wisconsin is like one country over there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh
my gosh.
So, I think, like, just traveling and talking to so many different people, like, really gives you the perspective of, like, oh yeah, like, these are people's whole lives. Like, this is their
Right.
reference point.
Yeah.
And being able to, and I think this is so important as, like, a communications major for you.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to meet people where they're at is so important in terms of, like, being able to communicate useful information to them. Like, I don't care whether you're, whether you're trying to, like, convince them of a certain political perspective, ethics, morals, or what Slurpee size to get. Like, I don't care. Like, you need to be flexible in terms of, like, understanding, like, these people's reference points, and a lot of that has to do with, like, where they grew up and the geography of that place.
Yes, that's so true. It's honestly, even, like, I apply that to myself, where, like, at least for Wisconsin, if you're from Milwaukee, a lot of people have this mindset where it's like, I don't care about the rest of Wisconsin. Like, it's just all Milwaukee. And coming here and meeting people from, like, different areas of Wisconsin, I've even been like, wow, there's a world outside of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Wow, whoa.
Who would have thought?
Or, like, I like, met someone who was like, yeah, we, like, fetch the water from the well.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Like, it's, like, so interesting to, like, see that point of view.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of cool. It's like, whoa, you get fresh custard?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's just seeing, like, the positives and, like, little
Like, how
stuff
crispy is
like
that well water?
Literally.
I want to taste that.
Fresh well water.
And I feel like coming to Wisconsin, like, did that for me. I feel like if you asked me 4 years ago, I'd be like, what is a Wisconsin?
What is a Wisconsin?
I didn't know where it
in
was.
Ohio. Like,
True.
what is Chicago? Not Illinois. What is Chicago? Like, I don't know anything outside. So I feel like it's just, like, opened my horizon. Even to just, like, the rest of the U.S., like, and just provided so many different experiences. And I feel like there's so many people that come from so many places that are here, even internationally. So
Right,
it's, like,
yeah.
getting exposed to those perspectives that, like, I don't think I ever would have, like, met people from different places and, like, gain their perspectives and, like, which I feel like is so important no matter, like, what field you're going into, because
Right.
the world is not, like, just, like, a little vacuum. Like,
Exactly.
you know, it's so many different perspectives, so many different people, backgrounds, identities, and it's, like, if you don't know how to navigate those spaces, you're never going to be able to relate to people, you're never going to be able to work with people, you're never going to be able to have, like, harmonious relationships, because, like,
Exactly.
that's what it is. Like, we all have something we have to get done, but it's like, how can I connect with this person? How can I, you know, find space and find the time to, like, I see you and you see me, you know?
I like that.
I see you and you see me.
We see each other.
This has turned so, like, kumbaya. I kind of like it.
It's like, we must all live in harmony.
Yes. Yes. World peace. That's what I'm going to title this. Peace in the United States.
Peace in the U.S.
Peace in the U.S.
It's like, can we get along with our neighbors? Can we get along with our neighbors,
Can
please?
we navigate each other's
And
differences?
I think, and even just understanding why those differences, like, exist, and not necessarily always like, I'm right, you're wrong, because low-key, there do be some things I'm like, wait a minute.
Pause. What did you just say?
We gotta reel that back in.
Yeah.
But I think, like, for a good amount of things, it's just like my perspective isn't wrong, just as your perspective isn't wrong. Like, kind of like you said, Diana, it's like we just come from different places and we've been exposed to different things and just have different ways of doing things and how those go about. So it's just like understanding that and, like, okay, how can we, like, commingle?
Yeah. That's amazing. Yes. Wow. We went to such deep topics.
So deep.
Kind of on a similar note, but a little different.
Yeah.
How did you go study abroad, and how was that?
I just came back from a tabling session. This is, like, amazing. So, like, I'm a campus ambassador for my provider program, which is, like, the company that hosts the study abroad. And so, like, what was the question? Like, how did I get into, like, study abroad?
Yes.
It was actually on accident. So I went to a study abroad fair, and then they were like, oh, you could either study the fall or the spring semester. But I understood fall and spring. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I applied for the full year, and they were like, and it was only after, like, I got in that they were like, so you're like the first one in like 10 years to be doing this.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
A trailblazer.
oh,
Yes. Forging her own path.
Yes.
I didn't know this was an option.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it was really cool. I went to Seville, Spain, which is the south of Spain. And like because of like being there for a year, I was able to I stayed with a host family the first semester, and I was with like international student like university housing the second semester. And I was also there, another layer. I was also there during the 2024 elections, like in November.
Yes.
So that was a crazy time. So like as you know, like it was Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, and the way like I kind of just understood people differently when like your entire country's politics is just a dinner time conversation to other people.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they were like, oh, like, we don't like Trump. He has a bad haircut. I was like, what? I was like, oh.
Wait a minute.
Well, now he's the leader.
Yeah.
So that's what?
Oh, interesting. And then you'd go to bars, and like there'd just be like rowdy boys being like, oh, I love Trump. Like, his fiscal policy sounds awesome. And I was like,
Girl, what?
well.
In Spain, alright.
Interesting. And like they come up to me and be like, "You're American, right?" And it's like, "Yeah." I love Trump. It's like, okay.
And you're just an American
Crazy.
spokesperson.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna go tell Trump this yourself.
Right, yeah. I
love
will go to my
that.
house tomorrow.
Right.
And like they'll be telling you this like with you know like a beer in their hand and a cigarette in the other hand, you know, like just like doing that, you know.
That's crazy.
And so it was an interesting experience, and also like. I don't know if you want this podcast to be too political, but like
That gets the views.
the views. What are Wisconsin students saying?
Rage baiting, yeah.
What do they think?
The liberals are at it again.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so during my time in Spain, also like there's also a big increase in their right wing party. So they have a right wing party called Vox. And they have the same rhetoric as Republicans in the U.S. about immigrants, but theirs is towards Moroccan immigrants. So Morocco is right below Spain, and geographically.
That is crazy. The mirror dimension.
No, it's actually mirrored because the main talking points of Vox is that, oh, like these immigrants are stealing our jobs, like they are ruining our economy, they're like, and like unemployment is a huge issue in Spain. And so is their aging population. So and then in my classes there we looked at the demographics of like what type of people were performing the agricultural and the domestic labor. And like an overwhelming like percentage is something like 80 or 90% of the agricultural work is done by Moroccan men. And the same like statistic translates over to Moroccan women performing domestic housework for like taking care of the elderly.
That is crazy.
And so it's like mirrored to like the U.S. where like we're from L.A. like we are like within driving range of Bakersfield, like where like the almonds and the grapes are from, like we the California feeds a lot of the U.S. And those are all like Mexican, like a lot of them are Mexican and other Latin American like agricultural workers. And like my mom cleans houses, like my parents like used to like pick chilies, and like a lot of my mom's friends, like they take care of elderly people for their income. And so it's really interesting like seeing how the exact same rhetoric can be used, like I guess this goes back to communication, where like, and specifically mass communication, where mass communication is used to highlight cherry pick stories and use facts in order to kind of try to verify like false outcomes. Like okay, like you see the statistic of like, oh, like 80% of Moroccan men are agricultural workers, that's why you can't get a job. Like,
right.
Okay, yeah. So it's so that's why I think I think it's very valuable to go abroad and kind of see. I think it gave me a perspective of like, oh, like these are just stories. Like everything you hear is a story, and
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Storytelling.
everything is a story. Everything
Yes.
is storytelling, and
Yeah.
just, like whether you do it with facts or your charisma, it really depends on the person and the
Yeah.
message.
Right, that's true. I feel like that would stress me out to like be hearing the news here and then I leave the country.
I leave the country and I'm still
and I'm hearing it. Yeah, that would stress me out. Oh my goodness.
Escape.
Yeah, that's literally a mirror dimension. Like it's literally, to me, sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
That is crazy. But yeah, you're so right. The importance of storytelling is something I really resonate with. Yeah, and like people are like, dude, what is the importance of communication? I'm like, so much. There's so much there.
It's like actually it impacts like your entire worldview.
Yeah.
Like the stories you're told.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, not to like just change the vibe
As
completely.
you should. As you should.
We're just changing the story.
Yeah, we're changing the story.
Just turning the page.
Yes.
I like you said it.
Do you have any advice for people who also want to, I guess, study abroad at some point?
Thoughts. I think everyone should go abroad. Like if it's within your means financially, I think traveling is such a great way to just get out of your own bubble. Like we've talked previously about like how your geography and where you grew up shapes a lot of the stories that you believe.
Right.
Getting out of your own bubble kind of exposes you to like to just like different ideas and worldviews. And like you also kind of get to understand history a lot better because the history of each place, like whether it be the city or the country, like every place has a story and with it, like its people have held that story. And so like hearing how people's stories have been affected by the history and the families of who have lived there, like I think it gives you such a better perspective of why people do the things that they do and why people's values are what they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Girl, your thoughts are always so eloquent, so thoughtful. Your thoughts are so thoughtful.
That's so needed.
So yes, I love that.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna change the topic completely.
As you should. Hell yeah. I'm here for the ride.
So Milan, I've seen you around at the CCE.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is, how you got involved, all that?
Yeah, so the CCE is the Center for Cultural Enrichment. It's located in Whitty. We're on the first floor. We're like the big windows. And we're really a multi-use space. That's what I try to tell, like really iterate to people that the main part you probably see is like we do a lot of programming. So we have student coordinators that all come up with like programs and events, typically around topics around DEI, things that are affecting campus students, just even the greater campus community and the Madison community, and topics around the world. We're a study space. Like we have like a nice little like lounge area for people to study and chill in. We have a kitchen that people come and cook in. We're working on creating like a third space for people to come in and like if they have like telehealth appointments or like kind of or if they want a prayer space or somewhere they just need somewhere quiet and private. We're working on creating like a little space for them to like have their like meetings in or have their time in for like an hour. We partner with we collaborate with like RSOs, so through our co-sponsorship process, which allows RSOs to hold their events in our space, and we provide a financial co-sponsorship as well to help with like materials and stuff. We're working on like a library to check out different books, so we're really like a one-stop shop for a lot of different things.
That's awesome.
And I got involved. I had when I first got on campus, I had a friend named Jakayla, and she worked there. And I came to an event. She introduced me to it, and she was like, "Hey, like you should apply next year." So I did, because I was like, I need a job, but also right. So I kind of need to pay to live, like just a little bit. But also, like I really like the things that they did, and like the mission, and like being able to be involved and like make connections with students, and especially as someone that like lives off campus, this is still a way that allows me to like kind of stay tapped in with like first year students or people that are living in the dorms and like kind of the things that are going on. in res life. So yeah.
That sounds awesome. Yes. I remember I just went to a random event and I was like, Milan? What are you doing here? It was like a random, like, I think you guys were serving like Dave's Hot Chicken or something like
probably.
that. And I was like,
we do that a lot.
Hi.
Yes, all our events typically have food. Ironically, I'm having one today.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
Yeah,
Just shameless plug. But yeah, like I've been here for 3 years now, so it's like really cool, like seeing that growth over time. It's really weird seeing it too. Like, oh my gosh, when I started here, I was like a baby, and now I'm like
less of a baby,
right? Like I'm a little seasoned at doing this, just a little bit, just a little, and just seeing myself like grow professionally and personally. Like through this role, I've gotten to meet so many people, and like I get to like know about so many different campus resources and like share them with students. A little shameless announcement. I won the Rose Award for this year through this role.
Oh.
The Rose Award is an award given to university housing staff. It's awarded to the top 1% of students working in their roles. So really,
wow.
yeah.
There's like thousands.
Yeah, there's thousands. So
Damn,
to be like top 1% is like, whoa!
That's awesome.
She do her work. Yeah, she do her work.
I love
But it's been like a really good place of like just getting that like professional experience, creating like professional connections, like having very supportive like supervisors and just like pro staff that have been there for us. And I think what I really appreciate about the space is like we're all like have so many diverse identities. Like we're all people of color staff. Last year we were all women of color staff, but so happy to have Raja. Shout out Raja. But we're like we all bring about so many different experiences and programs that like if any one of us wasn't there, like this topic or this thing wouldn't be talked about at all. So it's really nice to be able to like just learn from my peers as well and be like, oh, like I never knew that. Like just continuous learning.
That's so cool. Yeah. Well, congrats again on your awards. That's so
Congratulations
awesome.
on your Rose Award.
Kind of, I don't know if this is related or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
We'll see.
What has been your favorite experience so far, your senior year of college?
Oh, I'm up. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's so hard. Like to do one from senior year.
That's great to hear. That's a good thing.
Like
That is, yeah.
and it's hard to like narrow it down to senior year because I feel like it's been a culmination.
Continuous,
Yeah, like this whole experience. So that's a really hard thing to like. Honestly, I'd have to say just like capitalizing on the relationships I have, like especially as someone who's getting prepared to graduate and still kind of like figuring out what the next step is gonna be, and like knowing like I'm glad you're still gonna be here, but I know there's so many people that are gonna be moving away and like going abroad and like or still gonna be here that are still in their educational experience. So it's just like really capitalizing on like the time I have here left and realizing like okay, like especially after spring break hits, it's like ooh we're
Finish line is in sight.
We're gonna be in our caps and gowns before you know it.
right.
Don't say that.
No, it's true. It's true. We're almost alumni.
The almost is getting a little too close to just alumni.
Just alumni. Yikes.
So just like getting able to just like hang out with people and like meet new students. Like I've met so many first years and I'm like, when I was in back in my day.
When I was your age.
So just getting to pass on that like what we've learned throughout this time and just build those connections and maintain them.
True. That's so beautiful. This is like random side tangent. I was on the bus the other day and I overheard these two freshman boys talking and they were like, yeah, dude, like I woke up today at 11 a.m. I don't know why. I just get up so early on Saturdays. And I was like, I remember when I thought 11 a.m. was early. When I was your age. Yeah, that's what I was like, man, I'm old.
But like we're really not at the same time. That's the funny part.
We're in our early 20s. Barely in our early 20s. Like, but I feel old. They make me feel old.
No, for real.
Because you mature so much in like the years that you're here.
It's true. There's so much evolution. Like how you're talking.
Because like you're like without your parents, like you have to navigate your social relationships yourself. You
Yeah.
have to navigate your academics, making sure that like, and I feel like being in a dorm makes it really hard because like you do have to care about what your neighbors say about you because they do dictate like how safe you feel like at home because like your dorm is your home
Right.
for that year. And like, and you're just getting used to campus. You maybe don't know. Like, it's a hard transition. Like, I think it's a hard transition into college. I think it's a hard transition out of college, because like it's 4 years of like of being pretty constant and getting into that rhythm and finding out like, okay, what study methods? Like, what clubs do I like? What am I passionate about? What are my values? Who do I actually want to have around me? All of that stuff you're figuring out as you go.
Yes, making lots of mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah, the dorms especially were crazy for me. That was
a time.
I do not want to repeat that.
No. Yeah, you know, it
I like my studio apartment.
that was a
Leave me
crazy
alone.
It's like just one of those candid experiences. Like you have to experience it, and then you move on after.
You move on, you learn.
Yeah. It's for the character building.
It was character building.
Yeah. And like also like me and Milan used to be roommates too. Our sophomore.
Oh my gosh, yes, I forgot about that. And that.
No, Leave Me Alone was not so geared towards you, by the way. I love you.
I love you. I'm just like,
we both enjoy our time alone.
There's beauty in solitude.
Yeah. You figure out what works.
Yes.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
I'm actually very afraid because after graduating, I'm probably going to live alone, like in my apartment. I'm afraid because my whole experience I've shared my room my whole college career. Like, I've always been with, I have 7 roommates right now.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. Like, no offense to them.
No shade.
No shade, but I don't enjoy it personally.
That's fair.
But I'm still scared. Like, man, like I'm just gonna be alone by myself, like at night, hearing.
It's
things.
great. I will tell
You
you.
like it? I love hearing things.
I would have to second that.
Like, what do you recommend for me? I'm a little nervous.
Holding on to the community, like just because you live alone doesn't mean you're just like. And I feel like that's something, like I had to like find that balance for me because I'm like, there were weekends where like I just did not talk for a whole weekend. I'm like, I don't think any words have left my mouth this whole weekend, and I'm like, ooh.
I've had
kind of strange.
just one day of me being like, wow, I haven't had human interaction today.
And it's so easy to do that, like especially when you're living by yourself. Dang. So it's like just still maintaining those connections, like having people, whether that looks like having people over or getting out and like doing things, like you have to still maintain that connection.
Yes.
And it doesn't even have to be like intentional time, like just spending time in public. Because like there's like a lot of times where like I was like, oh, my friends are busy. Let me go to Gordon's. I need some human interaction. Like I need to hear other people talking.
Yeah.
Or like I go to the library. Or like luckily like UW Madison has a lot of spaces where like it's just like students hanging out.
Yeah.
I think like the student activity center is like really good for that. I think like Memorial Union, like the unions are really good for that. And just like I like as a piece of advice, like I love like be out in public because like that also forces you to like shower, brush your teeth.
Right.
Like, it helps you not get into those unhealthy patterns of like, oh, well, I don't really care about like how I look. Because I'm not seeing anyone today. It's like, well, go see someone then.
Yes.
Go see the public. Go see the public.
You have free will.
Yeah, exactly. For the better or for the worse sometimes.
True.
Get on a bus, like go to Trader Joe's. I don't care.
Right.
Get yourself a microwave meal. I know you need
Treat yourself. Get yourself a little fancy Trader Joe's microwave meal.
No, even if you're just walking around campus, like you're bound to like for how big it is, like you're bound to run into somebody you know.
That's true. Yeah. That reminds me of like one day where I was just like, I want to feel something today. I'm gonna go to the Baki and get myself a little protein acai.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, why am I getting so happy over this? Like, why it's so small, but I was so excited.
It's amazing. That's what it's about.
It's about the little thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, I was even telling my friend today, she is a coffee snob, and I just recently got into coffee, and I was like, I get so happy every day when I make my little Keurig cup. Like, why am I getting excited for this? I don't understand.
I love that. That's such a healthy thing to be happy about.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was going crazy.
No,
I was like, wow,
great.
is my life just like that boring that I'm like, my coffee? Like, yay!
No, but that's so important, I feel like throughout college, I think, because I think you just get so used to like, I I gotta go to class, I gotta go to work, I have an extracurricular, I have this, I have that. Like, you have to find the little moments that, like, bring you joy, that, like,
small
and are
things of
peaceful
joy.
to you.
yes,
True.
yes.
That's so true. Yeah, I don't know why I have this mindset where I'm like, I'm just crazy. I don't know.
Anyways, that's my sociology speaking. It's like, you're conditioned that way as a woman.
You might be onto something. I think you are on. You hit it on the nail, maybe.
Yeah, I have multiple degrees in sociology, so.
Ooh.
Well educated.
Yes.
Between us, we have 5 associate's degrees.
Wow. I remember you told me that freshman year, and I was like, "Girl, we just got here. How are you already graduating?" It's literally 17.
What are we talking about here?
We're sitting in the dorms like, "What do you mean you already got degrees?"
Yeah. No. Milan has 3. She's about to get her 4th. So that shirt she's wearing,
This shirt, it's like very accurate.
Very true. Very descriptive.
That is crazy.
So whenever someone's like, you don't know anything, I'm like, check the records.
Just pull out
Check
your degree.
yourself.
That part.
Here's my diploma.
It's having that self-confidence to do that, because there will be so many people that, like, and like there are, like, loads of people that are more supportive, but, like, there will be times where, like, people will be like, and you have to, like, right, you have to be like,
Here's my authority.
right? Check stats.
Here's my badge.
No, good for you. I feel like, maybe I need something like that, because I'm like, after I graduate, I'm just pull up my framed diploma everywhere I go, because, I don't know, it's easy to have people, I don't know, as a woman of color maybe, but it's easy for people to make me doubt myself,
Absolutely.
and it's something I need to work on.
Yeah.
I'll be so transparent. I need to work on myself.
Same. Like,
Everybody.
Everybody needs to work
now,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, I will admit, like, compared to freshman me, like, there's been a lot of character development and self-confidence growth, but there still is work to be done.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, there's always work to be done.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Uh,
Y'all heard of shadow work?
Holy
hell!
She's talking about the real stuff.
what are you talking about?
Okay, so
Oh my
one
gosh.
of the things that I do is, like, I journal a lot. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I have a journal on me
That's good.
at all times.
That's awesome.
Whether I write in it is a separate story.
So cool.
But basically, shadow work is like trying to appeal to. It's trying to bring out, like, sorry, this sounds so, like, but it's trying to bring out, like, thoughts that you have in your subconscious. Like, what's holding you back that you don't know is holding you back.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, like, when I say, like, there's always work to be done, like, from a sociological standpoint.
Yeah.
And like, Milan, like, from a psychological standpoint. There is so much that goes into the human experience, and, like, this is me being all but, like, figuring out, like, why you react the way that you do is so powerful.
Yeah.
Because, like, there will be, like, obviously everybody has, like, challenges, tribulations, trials and tribulations.
Yes.
But figuring out, like, I was like, okay, so this really affected me. Why did it affect me? It's like, okay, so I felt this emotion. Why did I feel this emotion? Oh, because, like this person reminded me of, like, this memory where I was abandoned, or like where I felt betrayed, something like that. Like
That deep-rooted trauma.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
my
I think,
goodness.
like, this is so important, especially, like, you guys both have boyfriends. Like, I think, like, this comes up in relationships a lot where, like, your partner, like, doesn't know every single thing about you.
Right.
And so, like, being able to communicate and articulate, like, hey, like, this made me mad because this pushed this boundary that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, being in a relationship has helped me learn more about myself, honestly.
Definitely.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so I have that.
I didn't know that.
Right? I mean,
Wait a minute.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing too much. I need to sit down. I need to drink some water.
Honestly,
Heavy on the neck.
I need some water and I need to take a nap.
Yeah.
That is a big, oh my god, that's college.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. But yes, you guys both know my boyfriend. You know how he's just chilling all the time.
Yeah.
Aggravatingly so.
Yes. Honestly, I'll be talking to him and he'll be like, oh, okay, so I'm just I just came up with
I'm
all this
neurotic
myself.
So it's like just me? Okay.
Okay. I'm the only one that thought that. Okay. Fabulous. It's crazy.
And I think, like, even on the flip side, sometimes I'll be like, no, I didn't think of, like, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that came up for you. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like you practice being on both sides.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think in any, like, relationship with
Yes.
any person,
Yeah.
I think. And I, like, that self-awareness, is so
Self-awareness,
super important.
hard to have.
Yes, it's really hard.
Yeah. But that's why
Oh my
talking to
goodness.
people and like having
Yeah.
people like that you trust is so important, because you could be like, I was just talking to my sister earlier, being like, oh, blah, 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 this group project, I think they're mad at me. And I was like, and she was like, but did you do your work? I was like, no. Wait a minute, I'm the asshole. I should hop too.
That's crazy.
Felt that.
That whole subreddit is there for a reason. You gotta talk it out
You gotta talk it out.
Crazy.
No, actually.
Sometimes you are the asshole.
Yes. And that's okay. Well, like, for certain,
It's a learning
for certain
curve.
things. Yeah.
Yes.
Part of the
Uh-huh.
human experience, yeah.
Right.
Yes. The importance on having like friends that aren't just an echo chamber. I
Yes.
feel like I've had a couple friends there, and it's like, oh, so you're just saying that just to make me feel happy, I guess. But you gotta keep me in check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Like, I don't know. Another
Accountability.
thing, so-
Accountability.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
We love accountability.
Mhm. But yeah, I don't think we ever got to what your favorite senior year memory was.
Yes.
Right. Let's pivot.
Rewind.
I think for me, like as I mentioned earlier, like community is something that is like very important to me, and I think like off of that value that I have, mentorship is something that I have greatly benefited from, and now that I'm a senior, I have tried to implement that in as many facets of my life as possible. I currently have 3 like active mentees. Shout out to them.
Oh, I love that.
And it's just like great being able to like hear them like, hey, here's an issue that I struggle with, and being like, wait, I've been there.
Oh my gosh.
I know all about this.
Yes.
And like being able to like be like, okay, so I've gone through like 99% of the exact same thing. And like here's what I did like to like kind of get through that. And it'll be things that like, you know, everybody deals with, like self-confidence, like academic stress, extracurriculars, like imposter syndrome, not feeling like you're enough, things like that. And like it's and like I've benefited so much from mentorship. Like the whole reason I'm here at this university today, the whole reason that I'm at Posse is because when I was a senior, like a junior senior in high school, like I was really involved with the Boys and Girls Club. And in the Boys and Girls Club, they have like what's called like case managers. So they have like professional staff helping you like complete like your high school graduation and talk to you about college or like options outside of high school. And for me, like that, like the relationship with my mentor was so important there that like he believed in me more than I believed in myself. And I think that's really important to have somebody who thinks of you like that, who has enough like space to watch you grow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I love that you are now also like embodying that by becoming a mentor to other people.
Yeah, and he's the one who like encouraged me to apply to Posse, and I was like, no way, I'm not going to college. Like, look at me now.
Getting degrees.
On degrees.
Literally stacking those degrees.
Actually. So yeah, I think it's always important to have someone who believes in you more than you currently believe in yourself. Because I think like we mentioned this at the very beginning, like you have way more capabilities than you think that you do right now. And I think that's especially true for like young people of color, and especially women.
It's beautiful. Girl, she's been dropping knowledge this whole time.
Jim!
Yeah.